Hello, friends. It's been a while. Uh, so we're doing some more watch. Let's watch. We're gonna watch my friend. He's theme park casual. You probably know him through my Twitter. He always says again, like all the time. This is his first stream at Knott's Berry Farm. He's pretty cool. He provides history of the park. He gets you stoked for going to theme parks and whatnot. So let's watch his stream. If you haven't already, subscribe to him. He's theme park casual. He's got
All
103.
right, looks like
Just
we're
broke
live. I don't know if
103.
anybody's going to see this or not. I'm really just testing
Well,
for myself.
I got a surprise
So,
for you,
we're
Danny.
gonna go
I'm
ahead
seeing it
and,
for sure.
Try to get this figured out, but we're going to go do the sky ride, the sky cabin.
I hate the sky
very
cabin
cool.
because
So,
it's
go check it
up
out.
high and it gives me fear. This is the first few minutes of this is Danny trying to figure out live streams. I'm just messing with you, Danny, of course. But yes, if you haven't followed Theme Park Casual, what the hell are you doing with your connection is unstable? I don't know what that's about, but I'm hoping y'all could see this. So this is very problematic. So right now he's.
Thank you.
Right, hold on. Right now he's going on the Sky Tower, which, if you're not familiar with, is what's left the parachute ride, which was it was extremely safe.
Ladies and gentlemen, this
Extremely
is
safe ride where you just ride down the parachute. I went on it. My grandfather made me go on it. That's why I hate drop rides.
We will be cruising at an altitude of 108 feet for a panoramic view of
but it's not. Ocean. I got to spread the word.
We begin our ascent today on an Orange County landmark that has been flying
audio
guests over Knott's Berry Farm since 1976. The Sky Cactus, featuring currently was originally built in Switzerland and transported in several sections.
It's all the way from Switzerland. I did not know that. That's Accelerator, which is, I mean, it's not worth the wait if it's a long wait. If you can hop right on, go ahead. Honestly, the first launch is pretty intense. I went on it once at night, and it was pretty intense, but not worth the long wait, really. It's over in like a minute. That's hang time. I really want to go on that. Last time I went to Knott's Berry Farm, they were still building that. It used to be Boomerang, which I frequent a lot.
And remains to this day one of our most popular attractions. Just beyond those tall pine trees is where you'll be able to set up camp with the Peanuts gang.
Oh yeah.
Camp Snoopy, which opened in
Knott's Berry Farm is home to Camp Snoopy, which, you know, if you're looking for something for the kiddos, that's where you'll find
an ancient Aztec temple, which is our Jaguar attraction.
Jaguar is one of my favorites personally. It's one of the rides I used to go on when I was too chicken shit to go on roller coasters.
Speaking of Montezuma's Revenge, it opened on May 25th.
Speaking of Montezuma's Revenge, I have to use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Montezuma's Revenge is an exciting ride that catapults passengers out of the station at 55 miles per hour. After a moment of weightlessness, the train zooms down the tower backwards, goes back through the loop, and passes through the station up a second 112-foot tower, then back down the tower into the station. Just to the north, you'll see Accelerator, a high-speed 1950s steam roller coaster that uses a hydraulic launch system to catapult guests from 0 to 82 miles per hour in 2.3 seconds, up and over a 205-foot hill and a series of hairpin turns, all in under 22 seconds. To the west is the Boardwalk Bases, which features our family coasters, Coast Riders, Pacific Scrambler, and Surfside Gliders, on which riders pilot their own two-person aircraft for a scenic view of the Boardwalk Bay.
I'm back. I didn't have Montezuma's Revenge. I just had to go number one. Yeah, this is the Sky Tower. Not my favorite ride. I don't like heights. It's weird. I like roller coasters. I just don't like heights. I would never do Supreme Scream, which I think he already passed. I remember hearing in the news about a couple years ago how a couple of people were stuck on this for several hours and they had to evacuate them through a rope down to the bottom, which is, no.
If you require assistance exiting the sky cabin, please remain in your seat until all
it's coming down there.
have exited. One of our crew members
That's Supreme Scream. I would never catch me dead on that
the
ride.
entire crew, we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near
The
future.
entire crew, yeah, one operator.
Thank you all for allowing Sky Cabin. We just like that you please stay hydrated.
Accelerator seems to have a new color scheme going on. Either that or it's just rusting really badly. Oh, beautiful Buena Park, California. I think, well, you probably can't see it, and you definitely can't see it now, but if you look out past Ghost Rider, you could see the Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm just going to call it Tower of Terror because that's what it was. It should be. You could see the Tower of Terror at Disneyland. It's way out there. Yeah, you can't see it because of the quality, but it's way out in that direction if you can see where the pointer is pointing. That's Ghost Rider, which, spoilers, is Danny's favorite ride. He will make sure that you know about it every day of his life. So he's descending now, which is, my favorite part of this ride. So yeah, anyways, the parachute, which was, it was a dual ride. It was the Sky Cabin and a parachute, and you get on your parachute. There was no real restraints. You were in a little bucket, and it would take you up and drop you. I don't think it would drop you as fast as Supreme Scream, but it would still drop you. And that parachute was supposed to make a difference. And that traumatized me as a kid. I think I went when I was like 2 or 3. My grandpa took me on it. That looks so fun right there. The hang time. That looks so fun. I want to go on that. I want to go to Knott's. And because of Danny, I want to go to Knott's again. Oh. If you're looking for like a cheaper alternative to Disneyland, let's face it, Disneyland is unreasonably expensive. They don't want, lower class people obviously at their parks. It's very apparent. So if you want a cheaper alternative that's almost has the same feel, you should definitely check out Knott's Berry Farm. They at least try. I believe Knott's Berry Farm actually was at one time not owned, but like sponsored by Disneyland. Hey, Danny, what's up?
Hey, kids. Looks like, hey, JT. What's happening, Cat? Good
He's
to see you. I'm
giving
over here at
shout outs.
Knott's Berry
This
Farm.
is a live stream.
Giving a test out to see how I do with this live thing. I'm still kind of.
I enjoy it, and
settings
spoilers.
whatnot, but
He's going to Legoland, and I might be
giving
there
it a
because
go.
I work right
somebody
by
who came
Legoland,
here, so
and so
good to see you, JT.
I could
We're just exiting the Sky
just
Cabin
go
now.
down the street,
We'll be heading for a quick walk
and
around Knott's Berry Farm. Maybe give you a quick look at Log Ride and Supreme Scream.
yeah. The log ride is one of the classics. I used to, when I was 2, my parents took me on it, and it traumatized me, and I never wanted to go on rides again until I was about 19 years old, and then I went on, started going on rides again, the big rides.
You got to say this live streaming stuff. It's a lot harder than it looks.
Tell me about it.
Trying to fumble with the gimbal, the phone, making sure you don't walk into people, making sure you're not filming stuff you shouldn't be filming.
Yeah, make sure there's no fights. Oh yeah, there's a chaperone policy because He's going to talk about it.
It's kind of crazy. Not to mention, I don't really.
He had
like
there was a lot of
talking
fights that went on
so
a couple weeks ago,
kinda
last
tough for
month,
me
I
to just
think.
kinda keep talking,
And
especially.
it was all for TikTok fame. It's like, really, just leave
But I
this
don't know
part
who's
alone.
listening. We go ahead and switch cameras again.
Danny hopes to go to SeaWorld as well. Disneyland, maybe. Six Flags, which now charges $40 to park.
Okay, so now you guys can see a little bit better.
Yes.
So we're heading over, just cleared out of the boardwalk area. I don't know
The
how
boardwalk
sound
is kind of like the
I don't have
Tomorrowland
an
of
actual mic,
Knott's
so
Berry.
I don't know if the music is
Because
coming
most
out
of it's
way loud,
Ghost
and I'm
Town.
not
Most of
talking
it's the
loud enough.
Ghost
I don't
Town,
know.
and then there's
Anyways,
the Fiesta Village, and
like
then
I
there's
said,
a
I'm
little
giving it a
park, which
test.
is
If it
a little
goes
more
well,
modern. The
since
boardwalk
I actually already have a live viewer, I may
used
end
to
up
be
spending some money and getting a mic. And
based on the Roaring
Trying to
'20s,
give
and
this
then
a
they
real
changed
go.
it to Boardwalk.
so now we're heading over around back toward Ghost Town. And if the sun doesn't blind us, you can see that there is the first part of Timber Mountain Log Ride,
the Silver
which I
Bullet.
already did
Just
and already
eyesore.
got wet. So not doing it again because the line's already probably about an hour long. So you head right up in here, and that's where the actual ride begins.
So, speaking of the Timber Mountain
Swinging
log ride,
back around toward Ghost Town.
I don't know if they still do it, but they used to.
Gonna go
They
to
have
the
like a little
stretch here.
sensor
We got
and that would
Panda
detect if people would
Express.
stand up, and you would hear a
I
voice
don't know,
saying,
does
"Sit
that seem kind of
down,
weird
sit
that
down,"
there's,
until you sat down, or
Panda
whoever
Express
was
in the
standing.
Old West. Some might say it kind
Random
of fits.
Panda
I
Express.
don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah, there's always a Panda Express at these theme parks. There's one at Six Flags, one at Universal.
So JT, since I got you here, if you're still hanging around,
I think
anything
there's
you
one
want
at
to see? Want me to
SeaWorld. There's one at
walk anywhere
Disneyland.
for you?
But yeah, the voice would tell you, sit down. There's one day I went, and I'm pretty sure the sensor was broken. So all we heard through the entire ride was sit down, and nobody was standing. And you could hear it like outside, like just
Go ahead
echoing, sit down,
Take a
sit
quick
down.
look, watch some logs drop.
So that was great. Kind of ruined the whole experience.
All right. Come in here, just catch some logs dropping. And some Supreme Scream dropping. Check that out.
Yeah, I would never be caught dead on Supreme Scream. I do not do drop rides. I can do the Tower of Terror because you're inside and it's
Supreme
not
is
that
one
big
of
of a
those
drop.
rides where it looks way more intimidating than it actually is. When you're on it, it's actually not that bad. Unless,
I don't
of
want
course,
to test
you're
that
afraid of
theory,
heights.
Danny. No, thank
If you're
you.
afraid of heights, it's going to be terrible.
Yeah, it's going to be terrible
But
for me.
if heights aren't a real bad thing, then it's actually kind of a tame ride.
I could do pretty much every other ride at Knott's Berry Farm, but not Supreme Scream.
All right. Well, across the way from Log Ride is another one of Knott's Berry Farm's classic and marquee attractions.
Calico.
That's the Calico Mine Ride.
Yes. If you're looking for Disney caliber,
About a week or two ago, they had a incident where one of the engines actually missed the track, and when it was coming into the station, so it actually lifted off the tracks and caused it to shut down for about a day.
this
I heard
is
that that's
before
kind of
Thunder
somewhat a normal
Mountain
thing
came about.
that
I think this
section
actually
of the train
inspired
sometimes kind of
Thunder
miss the
Mountain.
track
It
a little
inspired
bit
the ride
off the
before
tracks.
Thunder Mountain,
All they
which
do
is
is lift it
Nature's
back on and it's
Wonderland,
good
which
to
is
go.
pretty much just this.
At the
The
state
same thing,
center
except
summer
Disneyland.
nights.
I think it was a little more outside too, while this is
Now we're
mostly
heading
inside.
into Ghost Town.
Here's
We'll see
Ghost
what
Town,
the
which is the
Ghost Town
major
Alive
attraction.
characters are doing. There were a few wandering around earlier. Calico Saloon. If you ever come to Knott's Berry Farm,
Yes, get drunk.
neat little midday hack is go upstairs at the saloon. There's tables and you can sit in the shade and air conditioning.
Danny, I'm sorry, but you're not
And
supposed to know that
It's
information.
actually
We have
really
to kill
nice
you
if
now.
you're here on the weekend when they're doing the shows in the saloon. You can end up catching a little show at the same time, so it makes it a really good place to escape the crowds.
Well, sometimes. Other times it could be the most crowded place in the park.
Actually, let's take a quick look in here. This is the Western Trails Museum. but not
So Danny
sad.
goes into the
There's
museum
actually
here, and
tons of
this
stuff
is where they have a lot of the
all
stables.
kinds of
There's a.
minerals,
This is not the gem store. There is a gem store, which is probably one of the coolest stores you can find at any theme park, and they sell a bunch
period
of gems.
photographs,
One time they sold Trinitite, which
lots
is
of firearms.
one of the most rarest gems. It's
Check that out.
radioactive rock left over from the Trinity site, and it could only be found from the Trinity
Oh my
site.
gosh,
The
is
Trinity
Disney
site
in
was where
here
they
too?
first detonated the
What's
world's
going
first
on here?
atomic
I didn't
bomb in
even
New
think
Mexico.
anybody was going to show up. You guys are
And you
making
can
me
only
nervous
find
now.
Trinitite there because it's specific.
So we are at Knott's Berry Farm.
called
This is the Western
Trinitite for
Trails
being at the
Museum.
Trinity
If you're
site.
just joining.
Now there's fake
And this is
Trinitite
just a
that's at other nuclear bomb
really cool
test
little
sites,
place
which I've
that
heard of, can be sold,
actually, honestly,
but it's
this
not
is the kind of
authentic
thing
Trinitite.
that
It's
reminds
weird.
me of what Disneyland kind of used to be.
Yeah.
Disneyland had that.
Disneyland used to sell
aspect.
like guns like that. I
It just
remember
isn't
I
there
bought one.
anymore, it seems. Now, you
I
can come
remember
over
those
here,
days.
take a look at some of the actual branding irons.
You need to get branded. You come to the right place.
This is some cool stuff.
Oh man. Reminds me of Jackass 2 where Bam
Here we got
Margera gets a brand on his butt.
1853 fire engine.
Wow.
There are all sorts of different tools
So
from the period.
they're very historical at Knott's Berry Farm.
Mining and what is it called when you take care of horses?
He has a point. Disneyland was also
That's
like
right.
this.
Full-time
They seem to be very
really
historical.
study
Now
up
they're
on
mostly
this.
only focused on,
We got all kinds of
IP
geos over here.
characters, and they don't really care anymore. They're like, oh, history, what's that?
So let's get back out into Ghost Town. As you kind of see over here, we got the Ghost Town Alive characters.
Ghost Town Alive is like an event, I guess. They're like they have events. They have like the
This is
Boysenberry
is that
Festival.
Kids
They
get
have
into this
the
stuff. They love
obviously
having little
not Scary
tasks to
Farm.
perform, and different townsfolk.
What?
They give them
Anyways,
newspapers.
this is more like where it's
Start talking to
interactive. They have
sheriff.
actors going around.
Plenty of the characters around.
John Marston over here. And that's over there is where you
Pretty
can talk to
interesting.
Sad
Like I
Eye
said, not
Joe.
my thing, but the kids love this stuff.
They definitely do this better. I think Ghost Town
This
is
is
better
a
than Frontierland.
actual
Frontierland feels a lot more
Working
fake
blacksmith
to
area.
me,
Usually they have somebody in here
with
actually
the
with
exception
fire
of
and
not having
bellows
these
and
giant skyscraping
hammering
rides
away.
everywhere.
So they-
But
they
I just
actually
feel like
do-
Ghost Town's a lot
do
more
actually craft
authentic.
things here, which again, it's one of those things where you
Blacksmith.
kind of feel like, didn't Disneyland used to have that sort of a feel, but now it's over here.
Blacksmith, you owe me $20. In your dreams,
And
Kevin.
we have Sophie here. Hello, Sophie. Not sure if I've seen you around, but welcome. Another tip for Knott's visitors: if you're a rookie, Ghost Town Grill is by far the best place to get a meal. Not only is it table service, but it's the same prices as you pay at all the quick service places.
Listen to this guy. He's spewing
Not only do you
wisdom.
get a good meal,
I gotta have
inside,
a
away
good
from all the
meal.
crowds, but you don't end up paying anymore. That may be 50 for the
Which
So I'm sure if you've ever seen us advertising
Oh, here we go. I think.
Make you cry.
Like all of them at Six Flags. Six Flags has nothing but bully coasters. They're fun.
The hyper coaster that would possibly be coming to Knott's. And so here's Ghost Rider. They're at the entrance and station.
Which used to be really, really bumpy, but then they changed the track. So now it's not as
So they
bumpy,
wanted to
but
put
still
the
really
hyper
bumpy.
coaster basically right
A
across
hyper
over
coaster
here
would be
from the
really cool.
station. And then you would basically travel over this way.
I think they should put it in
Across
Fiesta Village,
right
though, to be
over
completely
these
honest with you.
trees. And then the rest of the ride
Or
would be
put it,
outside the
get
park.
rid of whatever's that Coast Rider.
And
Whatever.
I just
It used to
really
be Perilous Plunge. Make
don't
a
think that's
diving
a good
coaster
idea.
and
I
then
hope
call
they
it
don't
the
do that.
Revenge of Perilous Plunge. I don't know.
hope it was just a rumor, mainly because this area is nice without the big coaster. And
Yeah.
I'll show you. Let me walk you over to Silver Bullet because I
He
can't
hates
stand that
Silver
area.
Bullet. I think
I'll
it's
show you
fun. It's
why
just
I
the
don't
placement's
like
kind of dumb, and the fact that it's just
over in this area.
not really, the color scheme's not that great. It's like the first thing you see when you walk into the park entrance. It's like, oh, look at this coaster here.
So the other
Like that's all they're
coaster
trying to
They
say.
have in another coaster.
It's not
they
even
have in Ghost
silver,
Town.
it's
There's
like
actually
orange.
3 coasters in Ghost Town, but the coaster is Silver Bullet.
But it's
And
a fun
technically in
ride.
Ghost Town because that's where the station is. But the majority of the ride is kind of out over Reflection Lake, which used to be a nice little relaxing type of area
They used to have a boat.
up until they put in Jaguar, and then
Oh, don't be
made it
dissing
even
Jaguar
louder and
now.
worse with Silver Bullet. So you see Ghost Town has a wonderful Ghost Town aesthetic.
Yes. Yes.
Very rustic,
Yes.
lots of natural materials. Just feels really quaint, homemade, handmade. It's wonderful. And then you come over this way to Silver Bullet.
And it's a big giant steel roller coaster
And
in the
you've
middle of
got
a
a-
fucking Wild West town.
Red, yellow,
I mean,
gray,
like-
steel.
if the color scheme was
Monstrosity.
different, like if it was like a rustic color,
It
you know,
just
like
keeps
an old
Annoying the heck
iron
out of me
side
every time
kind
I
of
see
looking
it.
thing, and the pillars weren't just white, they were like a wood, you know, maybe, but no, it's a nice one.
Yeah,
He's
little
right
touches
about
like
that.
this. This is where Knott's is really kind of holding their own.
And this is
when it
just
comes to
because
theme
the
parks. I
Cedar
really,
Point bought
really hope that they
Knott's
can
Berry
keep
Farm. They're like, how many more roller coasters can we cram into
their
this tiny
new
spot?
pizzeria that they had.
And so they were like, you know what?
Fiesta Village. I hope that they keep
Authenticity? What the fuck? We don't need that.
that
Let's just build a
hometown,
giant
that local
suspending
park
coaster here.
feel.
I feel like Knott's could expand if they wanted to. They would have to probably apply for certain permits and expand out. But I don't know. It's hard to say
This
what
is Silver Bullet.
exactly is owned by
A whole bunch
Knott's.
of twisted metal going all over the place, not themed at all to any sort of a ghost town or western theme.
Yeah, and the cars, of course, are just blue. Like,
Really
that makes a lot of
disappointing
sense.
in my opinion. I would be okay if they took it out and put in either a smaller coaster or even just some family rides, a good dark ride.
I think it's a good ride. It's
I would
just
love
it
that.
just changed this color scheme. Really, that's all.
And then right here, if you guys can see, I don't want to be sitting there in the reflection, but they have the missions of California.
Which I remember.
All of them rebuilt. Did anybody do that?
I did. Of course I did. I had to
I don't know
make
if
the
it was
Santa
a
Barbara
California
mission.
thing where you had to
No, I made the
mission,
San
you had to choose a
Gabriel
mission and then build it.
mission, and then we had to do 2 missions. We had to make a model of one, and then we had to do a report on another.
So
which I don't get. I don't know why we couldn't just make a report on and build a model boat.
Got them
Would have made
peppered all
more sense.
throughout.
But I did a
Ghost
report on
Town
the
slash
Santa
Fiesta
Barbara
Village.
mission, and I did a
So,
model
I'm
of
gonna
the
take you a
San
quick
Gabriel
walk
mission.
through one of the
So-
nice little spots at Knott's Berry Farm, Camp Snoopy.
That's Camp Snoopy. That Sierra Sidewinder
And
ride
the only
is
thing missing in
surprisingly
Camp
fun.
Snoopy, they would have put it over the edge and nearly
Oh
compete
man, that
with
brings me
the
back.
Disney
Camp
parks.
Snoopy
It is
brings
just a
me
simple
back.
dark ride.
I don't know. I'm just walking.
If they could get us a dark ride with the Peanuts characters,
Yeah.
man, that'd be a home run for this park, especially this area. Because right now they've got great little family coaster, Sierra Sidewinder, spinning coaster, and then it's just a whole bunch of smaller little carnival style rides for the littles.
They need to make more
Which is
spinning
fine, I
coasters
guess.
like Sierra
Most annual
Sidewinder.
ones
That's a
don't mind.
fun
They
ride.
just want to spin around or whatever. It's great. They do have cute little train up here. Again, it would be nicer if it didn't have to intertwine with just a bunch of coasters, because that's one of the downsides of having those coasters everywhere. You don't have the wonderful little moments that places like Disneyland give you. Disneyland knows how to contain things, keep the charm in most places.
Yep.
Camp Snoopy is definitely on par. I mean, you basically kind of feel like you're almost in critter country over here. Or this way, they got a little cavern to explore, waterfall, the Barrel Bridge. Go ahead and take you on down there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll be right back, y'all.
Looks like we've only got one side, one bridge open.
You enjoy Danny going into a cave.
Woo.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, look. We're just a little cavern. Not quite as intense as Tom Sawyer Island at Disneyland, but this one's still got some fun to it. And again, when you're talking about the littles, they'll have a blast. So yeah, Camp Snoopy, this is where I would move this coaster and this little camp bus. Probably maybe take out a little bit of this area here where there's just some walking path. I'd get a dark ride in here. Just because Knott's needs it. It is so close to being an absolute 100%, no doubt about it, premier park. I really think that's basically the only thing missing. Again, the fun details. Even this, you got this Chevy right here that is actually the drink stand. That's the way to do it. That's the theming. That's what we're looking for. All right. Anywhere else anybody wants to see, or should I just kind of keep walking? Well, thankfully, this ride isn't going yet because the little horns on this thing just drive you nuts. Okay, looks like it's Alex asking for Accelerator. Accelerator is closed still right now.
Oh, Accelerator's
So,
closed. What else
Ain't
is
gonna be
new?
much to see there
Oh.
other than the track. Not sure what the issue is, but I've heard that Knott's is actually shopping that around to possibly sell it.
Oh no!
And with
What
the
will we ever
potential,
do if we're losing a minute for a long ride?
California's
Oh.
Great America.
Accelerator used to be the greatest ride in the
closing
world.
Within 10 years.
Also known as
maybe
Windjammer.
some
That's sarcasm,
Posters
by the way.
and
It
things
was the
from that
worst
park that they
ride in
could
the
move
world.
over to take its
Literally,
place.
they not sued the company that made it into bankruptcy.
JT, you're asking for the
because
train. You
it
mean the
was a
little,
ride,
the little
roller
train or the
coaster
big
that
train?
wouldn't even work when it
I
was
guess I can show you
slight
both. I'll
wind.
walk, since I'm right here.
It was
I'll walk
ironically
over
named
the
Windjammer.
Snoopy train.
Caused a bunch of mechanical nightmares for Knott's.
show you
Knott's got
that one.
pissed. Said, "Okay, we'll see you in court." So that's the
We'll walk
story
and see
of
the Snoopy.
Accelerator. Accelerator, I believe, came
Snoopy train,
before
and then I'll take you over to
Top
the big
Thrill
train.
Dragster
Check that
at
one out.
Cedar Point. So
That
it's
one's
kind of like
actually cool. You
a
got to be careful
prototype
because there are bandits that ride the
to
big
that
train.
ride. In a sense, it goes from like 0 to 80, 82 miles per hour in 3 seconds, something like that. Where the hell is Danny? Oh no, not the
Today's
trucks.
Saturday, so they do have the
Not the
chaperone
honking trucks.
policy in effect.
Oh god, if you know what
So
I'm
it's
talking
kind of
about, you
interesting
know the
you don't have
nightmares of that.
Groups of teens and tweens running around.
Yeah, this is a fight.
And let me tell you, it is noticeably calmer.
Yep.
The walkways are not jammed. There's no screaming and running around like there usually is with the teens and tweens. So here we go. Here is the smaller train.
Oh yeah,
Very Farm.
I love that train. They used to have a boat too, but they got rid of it because of Silver Bullet.
Reflection Lake, alongside Silver Bullet's load area station. And again, Camp Snoopy, like I said, is just so well done. They've got the fun little touches of Charlie Brown fishing, and he gets a rock. And you got Snoopy over here fishing. Yeah, JT, the trains at Knott's Berry Farm are great. And they're different than Disneyland, mainly because this one is way smaller than any of the trains at Disneyland. And then the other train is ginormous compared to the trains at Disneyland.
Well, it's not as small as the Thunder Mountain trains, but yeah. Or the, what's the other one? Casey Jr. I always liked how there was like
we'll just catch it on its way
3
by.
train rides at each park. There's like the Calico, there's this one, and then there's the main train, and then the same goes to Disneyland. There's Thunder Mountain, Casey Jr., and the main railroad, which goes around the park. So I thought that was kind of cool how they
which again just looks really cool.
Have those
they
in
did
common.
A great job with the theming, and this was done, I think, in like 1983 or something like that, 1984. So this was really well done. Unfortunately, Knott's was purchased by Cedar Fair for a while there. Cedar Fair didn't know what type of park.
yeah. I don't know what the fuck this kind of park is. Just put in some roller coaster, it'll be fine.
Matt, who used to be president of Disneyland, became CEO, and he understood the Southern California market and knew what Knott's meant to the locals and the history of the park. So he was able to kind of halt the progress toward becoming a Six Flags.
Yeah.
And was able to kind of give it a good rebound. With the recent 100-year anniversary, they really did a good job in bringing back some of that nostalgia with fairy tales coming back. So,
I think I mentioned something about
it's gonna be
a
exciting to see what
commercial,
Knott's
but I
does
kind of
in the
got
future.
sidetracked.
Hopefully, things like the chaperone
But there was
policy
a
help
Knott's
make it to where
commercial
people are willing to come and
where
spend money here.
the guy
and
comes
get
into
them
the
a good
salon and is
influx
like,
to be able to
somebody
make
robbed all the
improvements and expansions
season
as needed.
tickets on the train, Knott's Berry Farm. And the train robber gets up. He's like, oh, I get it. Blame the train robber when the train gets robbed. I'm out of here. That's pretty funny.
Thanks, JT.
It would probably look better if I showed it to you, but I'm not gonna.
I'm just kind of fumbling my way through it. Like I said, I wasn't expecting anybody
You're doing a
to
good job, Danny.
actually even show up. I didn't post anything about it. I was like, let me just go live, and then I can maybe
We're doing it live.
email a few of you guys to ask you to check it out and let me know how I did. So thanks.
Doing it live. We're here.
If you like the peanut stuff, you should get here during Peanut Celebration. They go all out. Everything in Camp Snoopy is done to the nines. They put all the trees are filled with kites. You know that joke from the Peanuts?
Oh yeah.
About extra
There's a lot of
characters
subtle
out there.
subtle
Yeah,
goodness.
Big Pen, Franklin, Peppermint Patty, Marcy. They normally aren't out, at least not regularly. But yeah, Peanut Celebration is really fun. We're just about ready to have the train get moving.
Choo choo. The train did not move on the next Arrested Development. Oh, it is moving. Just kidding.
I didn't blow out anybody's earbuds.
That scared me, actually. I'm not gonna lie. That really did scare me. I was scared.
That engine, like Disneyland, names them after prominent people in the park's history. That is the Cordelia K. If you know Knott's history, you know that Walter Knott was married to a one Cordelia. So
She made the chicken restaurant.
that steam engine is named after her.
It's a little tiny train, takes you around. It's good for the kids, you know.
I can't believe it. Nobody rode the backwards.
I always rode the back one all the time. I remember
All
that
right,
one.
let's head back over to Ghost Town and let's check out the big train. See if we can get a good shot of that one.
Choo choo.
If we can, maybe we'll actually get on the train if it's a good time.
I never really liked the train when I was a kid because they had like bandits and whatnot. Those guys scared me. I knew somebody who got kicked out of the park because he pulled a gun on him. But it was one of the prop guns that you could actually buy at.
So earlier I was
Raspberry
trying
Farm.
to get some footage of
But they
Ghost
just look
Town.
so
I wanted
real.
to do a speed walk all through Ghost Town, maybe even all of Knott's. And I got going at about 5 minutes into it. All of a sudden I looked down and it said my phone storage was full.
Uh-oh.
So had to take a break,
Uh-oh.
clear up some space. So let me walk you over this way. Like I said,
Oh, yeah,
I
the
love
canoes that
details.
rock
Camp
back and
Snoopy
forth.
is nailing it with the details. They got this
Those have
wonderful
always
little
been there.
marquee for Camp Snoopy, where you've got Snoopy, Woodstock, and some of his buddies on the canoe, on the rapids, about to go over the waterfall. Kids can go under the waterfall.
That's always been fun. You can smell the chlorine and whatnot.
Really well done. And I think I mentioned in one of my other videos, I can't stand Silver Bullet. This is the entrance of Knott's.
Yeah.
So the first thing you see when you come into this quaint little park is this monstrous roller coaster. It comes tearing through every few minutes. Now, I
You
get
hear all
what you're
people
trying
scream like,
to do with it and going, hey, look how cool our roller coaster
yeah,
is.
check out this roller coaster, guys.
You know
Okay,
Knott's
enjoy the
Berry
Wild
Park,
West.
You know the park and the history of it. You know that that's not why people come to Knott's.
Bang, 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 bang. Oh, sorry, I just had to get that banjo out of me. The banjo kazooie.
I still haven't heard any word about what's happening over in Fiesta Village with the construction over there.
Oh yeah, they're redoing Montezuma's
Like I said,
Revenge. It's one of my
I
favorite
talked to
rides.
the VP of Food and Beverage.
Probably one of the most
She
fun
didn't have any
rides.
qualms about stating exactly what they're
Oh,
doing.
so Danny's actually
I'm not
pretty
sure
important
what
because he
Knott's
knows
is
the
waiting
VP
for
of
to
Food
make
and
an
Beverages. So
announcement.
say no, don't mess with him. Good man.
So, but oh no, train is just pulling out of the station. Timing is terrible. Of course, it would do that to me on my first live stream.
Yeah. Well, at least you saw one train. There it goes. About to get robbed for like the 18th
All right, well,
time
we'll
today.
take a quick little walk around this way. And then we'll come
Her
back
name
and catch
is
it coming
Rio and
back
she
into the
dances
station in
on
just a
the
few minutes.
sand. That's the Rio Grande. That's why I sang
Maybe I'll
that.
take you into the saloon. You guys want to see the saloon? Let's go see the saloon.
Let's get a
I
drink.
could get out of the sun for a minute.
You look like I could use a drink.
So Knott's has a stage right on the other side of the train over
Yeah.
there.
I remember
stage over
going to
here.
Knott's Scary Farm and they hung Rebecca
And
Black.
they've got shows in the
once.
saloon.
They do things
And
like
over by
that.
the barbecue place in Ghost Town, they've got another little stage where they do shows. Here's what you do. You come into the
Break
saloon,
in, tell everyone to get out, and then make your way up
quick
to the
right,
top and act like you own the place.
and go right up the steps. It feels like you're going somewhere backstage and you shouldn't be here,
That's because you're not.
but you're completely allowed to be up here.
Oh. Well, now everyone knows, Danny. Thanks a lot.
I think it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They do some shows in there.
Monday they do bingo. Bam, 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 bam.
Switch it back so you can see me for a second.
There's Danny.
Ooh, it's warm out there.
Yes, it has been very hot out here
In
in
Florida,
Southern
got a
California.
little bit
It does feel like Florida
Let
here,
me tell you, if it gets up to like 30% humidity, in
except without the
California, I'm dying.
thunderstorms and the 100-degree heat
I'm already
and
a
the
pile of
gators
sweat
and
just
people
from
on meth.
a little bit of humidity. I don't know how you guys
Okay, well, we have those, but
so yeah, this is the
Still.
first live stream.
give them a
JT,
like.
I'm doing okay,
Give them,
so
I already give them a
I'll
like.
take that.
I'm not going to give them a dislike because that wouldn't be cool.
So
Give him a
a few
follow.
minutes and we'll head
He's
back
going to
out
do more live
for a
streams.
second here.
He's going to go to Knott's Berry
seriously
Farm
is
again.
one of my
He's
favorite
already been
spots
there
in
like
the entire
twice,
park.
besides this time.
Just because it's air conditioned, it's usually pretty quiet.
Which,
up
you know,
here.
back in the Wild West, totally had AC. Of course, they got to have
Yeah,
it convenient
it's
and
a real
comfortable
bar,
so
so you
they
can get some
guess.
drinks.
You're not going to have it like
So, if
100%.
that's your thing, by all means, come grab a drink, cool off.
Yes.
So, yeah, I don't know what time if they start doing any of the shows. But again,
Ding,
I'm
ding,
still
ding,
trying to
ding,
figure
ding,
out this
ding.
whole live stream thing and whatnot. I think I've got a tripod that I can let go of the camera for, but it's in the bag and I won't
Just walking around the town with a tripod. That was
Lesson
fun.
learned. Have the tripod in when you go live. Let me give you a quick look down at the bar since I've got Rogue Disney in here, and I'm pretty sure he'd be pretty jazzed.
Oh, Rogue Disney, what up? Oh, wait, this isn't live. It was. I like the double take he had to do there to
There you
flip
go.
it over.
That's
I'm messing with you, Danny. Don't be mad.
make drinks. They do put on the show there.
I honestly never really cared.
Yeah, Rogue, it's really cool. So when you come out to California, drinks are on me. Definitely, I'll be happy to
You heard that, folks. Drinks are on him.
take you over here to Knott's Berry Farm, get you a drink in the saloon.
Get a drink.
So-
Get a.
And now you're with
You know, there's
Park
that
Hopping
song,
now, right? So
Summertime,
make them pay for
by,
trips for you to come out here. Jay's too busy
that
with
name band.
all of this
Anyway, it's like in the
cons
summertime
and
when
whatnot,
they
so
actually
he can't
sing,
make it out
have a
here.
drink, have a
Tux
drive. It's
can
like
come
that
on
would
out,
not
right?
fly today. Wasn't it Mungo Jerry that sang that or something? Something like that.
Seriously, thanks guys for showing up. I really
Yeah, you did.
did not think anybody was going to be here. It kind of surprised me when a comment popped up. I was like, oh my God, someone's watching. So, all right, well, I'll tell you what, let's head on back out and see if the train's on its way in because it's really cool to watch
It's a
it
fast
actually
train.
pulling in rather
It's the
than
bullet
just sitting
train.
there.
I think they only have one train. Unlike Disneyland, there has like 3 or 2. I know they have like 3 in storage. But
Definitely got to watch your step. I have seen people completely eat it on these stairs. They're a lot steeper than you think. Especially if people
Boom, 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 boom. Oh, Danny, no.
grabbing a drink or two.
Have a little drinky.
Love the swinging doors too. That's
Oh,
just
yeah, I
extra
got to
cool.
have that.
Oh, we got the churro factory open. Let's see if they're making those fresh churros. This is the place, man. Fresh, hand-pressed churros.
I'm not a huge fan of churros, not going to lie. But
Considering
I do
the
love
heat,
boysenberry
I wasn't planning
stuff.
on getting a
Boysenberry's
Sunday, but I
goods are
think
some of
I
my
may end
favorite
up doing
goods. You can't go wrong with
that right back
boysenberry.
there, that you can see it crank with the 4 arms on it. That's what they use. They just put the dough in at the top, spray it down, and out comes the churro.
Wow.
And they're decent size. Those are not
Yeah, not
silly
bad.
little churros.
Not bad,
Pretty
you
big.
know, not bad.
And they do offer them filled with
Excuse me.
strawberry or boysenberry.
Yes. I will definitely eat a churro filled with boysenberry.
Got a classic look right there at the
I'll eat
log
anything with
drive.
boysenberry. Pretty much.
Oh, look at that. Here we go.
And there's the
Train
train.
coming in.
That was a fast train. Wow. All right. Well, Knott's Berry
All right,
Farm
road
is
to
significantly
Pacific
smaller
next year.
than Disneyland
Hopefully
for
you can do
sure.
it, and hopefully we can meet up. And like I said, drinks are on me, man.
Yes. I wonder if that
Maybe even a
applies to
churro
me.
Sunday too.
Well, we're going to Legoland, and let's just say I have the hookups there. So
So you can tell
apple fries are on
the
me, but
scale for this train is considerably larger than a Disneyland train.
yes. I don't think this train would actually fit through
Disneyland trains are
Thunder
much
Mountain.
smaller
Not Thunder
scale.
Mountain, Splash Mountain. I think it's too big.
On purpose, of course, not knocking them for it, but just when you see something like this, it has a slightly different effect.
Yes.
It really feels like it's a beast.
It's a green train.
And just
And
so
it's
we
the
know,
Rio Grande.
the
That's why I was
bandits
singing that
are
song.
not all male. That is a female bandit there.
We are an equal opportunity
All right,
robbery
Peter.
gang.
Ears if you're wearing headphones.
I never really liked the trains because of the bandits.
So JT, if you're back, you can check it out. Otherwise,
It would scare me.
There is your nearly full-size train. I don't think it's quite a full-size actual train. I'll have to look that
I
up.
mean, it's pretty close.
It might be. Could be a full-size train.
Oh man, yes. Oh, I think I don't know if he talked about it, but last
All right,
year
guys, I wanna
some
walk you over to Fairy
dude
Tales
climbed
and
Supreme
take
Scream.
a look
I
at
guess he
the
was on
new
a sick
pizzeria.
one, like on drugs or something. He just climbed
I'll probably
Supreme
end the
Scream,
live
and it's
stream
like,
there.
okay, buddy. He just stood up there for hours. He didn't jump, but he just stood up there for hours. Like, okay, well,
tell you one thing, I gotta
that takes some
Get my eyes checked because
cojones.
I can barely read on this screen. I do have the angle protective film over it, so it's really tough unless you're looking dead on. But even then,
Dead on.
the text is so
Oh,
small,
wait, oh.
I can barely read it.
Dead
Man, I'm
on.
old.
Apply directly to the forehead.
Fun fact here, this fountain in Charleston Circle, that is the fountain from Hello Dolly, the movie.
And I did not know that. See, I told you, he's
That
wise. He
fountain
knows
was
things.
featured in the movie Hello Dolly, and now it's here at Knott's Berry Farm.
And it's got Snoopy heads in the. Oh no, that's in the. They have hidden Snoopies here too, like Disneyland has hidden Mickeys.
So you have Knott's Berry Tales here.
Which
It's not
I
quite
don't
the
like
same
these kind of
thing as what
rides
it
where
used
you have
be. The
to
original Knott's Berry Tales
participate. I like a ride where you
a
just sit
dark
back
ride
and
with
relax
animatronics.
and let it do the work.
And now
But
it's
no,
a
this makes you shoot stuff.
screen ride.
I liked it when it
It's
was
kind
the
of
Kingdom of the
basically like
Dinosaurs back
Toy
in the
Story
90s.
Mania,
That was
where
one
you
of the
shoot stuff,
childhood
you
favorites, and it
blast
was
the
not
coyotes
3D.
trying
It
to
was like
steal the pies.
animatronics.
But I love the design style that they went with.
I do not
The
like
steampunk
rides like that
looking
or
kind of
Toy
thing.
Story
Love how it
or
works in,
Ninjago,
and
where
then
you have to
what they're doing with
participate and
this
try to
area
get
over
a
here
good
is it feels
score.
like they're going back to
I just
Roaring
want the ride to
20s
take over. That to
theming.
me, that's more of the thrill.
which I think would be actually a really good idea. And because in Not Scary Farm, this area is a scare zone called the Goring 20s.
Get it? Goring, because
And I
it's like
think
blood
that
and
was
gore and
one of the
stuff.
big hits from last year. I'll probably be
I did not
attending
like
Not
Scary Farm
for
because the
first time
scares
in
weren't that great.
20
It
plus
seemed really
years
cheesy, like they didn't
this
care.
year, just so I could check it out. I have a friend of mine encouraged me, so I'll be visiting probably to hang out with him. And probably
Oops.
to hang out with him.
Oh.
But this is the
Sorry.
new pizzeria, Pop
Oh,
Shop
yeah.
Pizzeria. So they got all the food and stuff inside, and they also have this window out here for quick service on some of the refreshments. You get your drinks, your wine, your beer.
This used to be a
beer,
really crappy burger
and then
place, but
inside,
I think they changed it.
They've got all the
And I
food.
really want to try it now.
So let's walk over, give you a quick view of Calico River Rapids that now
Used to be-
features Bigfoot.
Yes.
It's funny because it used to be called Bigfoot Rapids.
I used to love
Not
Bigfoot
feature
Rapids, but
Bigfoot.
now they changed it. I'm
And
still
now
going to call it
it's
Bigfoot
Calico
Rapids.
River Rapids, and they have Bigfoot.
Oh, yeah, they actually added a Bigfoot, kind of like Matterhorn has the Yeti. And then there's
So, of
this
course,
other
they've got the
eyesore, which
interactive
is
stuff
Tony's
over here,
Press,
where
which is not worth the wait.
the kids can do the dynamite plungers. And it's
They don't give you any
supposed
shade. It's just
to set off the explosions. Sometimes they
really,
work,
really,
sometimes they
really
don't.
crappy.
And then over here we have Pony Express, which basically is the same seating arrangement as the upcoming Tron coaster in Disney World. This one, I believe, was the first seating arrangement of this type in the United States. I think that's Pony Express has that distinction.
Which,
But it is a pathetically short ride.
it's pathetic in
So
general.
if that line goes anywhere outside the station, I don't even bother getting in line because you're going to be waiting there a long time.
Which, let's face it, most of the time always does because people
So,
don't know.
if
or
you
just
really
wanna
wanna
be
do
like,
it,
oh,
I
yeah,
say
it's
get
good for the
here.
kids. Like, no.
That rope drop and
good for
hit
old
it
people.
very early in the morning.
Yeah. I don't think they have
All
fast
right,
passes.
guys, I think I am going to call it
Oh, no.
again.
Well, Danny's going to go.
I appreciate everybody showing up.
So,
Not expecting anybody to be here. So, again, thank you
Well, you
guys for showing
expected
up.
wrong.
This was kind of fun, I suppose. Little nerve-wracking, little, rookie mistakes here and there, but I'm going to keep giving it a try, keep working at it, and hopefully I'll become a pro like a friend over here, Road Disney. Make sure you go to JT's channel, sub to JT. He's a good guy, does a great Wednesday night stream, Late Night with Pat. I'm going to be trying to find some more bad graphic design for you. And if you like theme parks, especially Orlando parks,
Yes.
sub to Road Disney. He's always at the parks, lots of times, doing live streams, lots of videos and stuff.
Also, subscribe to PC
Sub
Dev.
to Road Disney as
He's a
well.
good one.
So with that, I
And
shall
Theme Park
see
Casual.
you all later, and we'll catch you next time down on the farm. Bye, guys.
Woo! That was good. He's got more streams up there. He went like twice times. So yeah, that's what we watched. We had fun. I know we had fun. Have a great day.